Hello friends, today I am going to describe the other topics from the diseases of eyelids in which I will discuss about first, that is external hordeolum, second chalazion, and third internal hordeolum. So let's start with the first topic, external hordeolum or stye. Now here you notice that the hordeolum is a medical terminology used for the stye. The word hordeolum is originated from the Latin terminology hordeum, which means barley, and it resembles to the grain of barley in appearance, and that is why it is called as a hordeolum. Now let us see what is the definition of the hordeolum. It is a suppurative inflammation of the follicle of eyelash including gland of Zeiss. So here you have to notice three things. The inflammation is suppurative in nature. Where the inflammation is present, it is in the follicle of the eyelash and gland of Zeiss. So here the inflammation, suppurative inflammation will be present. Now regarding the causative factors, first factors that are predisposing factors. If you see age wise, commonly it is seen in the young adults, but a person of any age group can suffer from the external hordeolum. Certain metabolic factors like diabetes, debility, excessive carbohydrate diet can also predispose individual for development of a external hordeolum. The causative agent in the development of external hordeolum is a coagulase positive staphylococcus. Now this staphylococcus bacteria can gain entry whenever the person touches the eyelids with dirty hands, or for example when wearing a contact lens, the person touches the eyelids without washing hands or dirty hands, or another example by using the cosmetics. When the applying cosmetics, if the brush is colonized with the staphylococcal bacteria, then also it can get entry into the eyelashes as well as the gland of Zeiss and then develop a stye. Now coming to the part of symptoms. The main symptom, that is acute pain in the lid margin with a sense of heaviness and heat. Signs, that is there will be a presence of swelling and redness, and there will be a marked edema of the affected lid. The another important feature, that is presence of marked tenderness at the point of inflammation on the lid margin. Another thing that you examine, that is presence of chemosis of the bulbar conjunctiva. A pus point, a white bead of pus that can be point visible on the lid margin. The enlargement of corresponding preauricular limb glands that can be also present. Then after the few days, the pus point will burst outside and the pain and swelling will subside. So that is the course of the stye. Now what is the treatment of external hordeolum or stye? So first you can apply a hot compress, or you can suggest a hot compress 2 to 3 times a day. So hot or a warm compress helps to bring the pus to the surface and dissolve pus and oil so the stye can drain naturally. It also alleviates the pain, inflammation and other issues. Other thing, that is use of antibiotics, eye drop, or use of oral antibiotics. And third thing, when the pus points out, the pus should be drained either by pulling out the affected eyelash or by tiny horizontal incision with a knife. So that is the surgical method that is used for drainage of a pus. Now the second topic, that is chalazion. It is also called as a tarsal cyst or meibomian cyst. So what is chalazion? It is a chronic inflammatory granuloma of the meibomian gland. So granuloma, chronic inflammatory granuloma, that is present here in the meibomian gland. So here you notice that the inflammation is chronic, that results into the granuloma formation, and where the chronic inflammation is there present in the meibomian gland. Now coming to the pathology of chalazion, how the chalazion develops. There is a low grade staphylococcal infection. That means the staphylococcus enters into the meibomian gland or infects the meibomian gland. After entry of staphylococcal infection, there will be a inflammatory response that leads to a infiltration of a wall of duct with leukocytes as well as proliferation of epithelium of the duct. And due to this process, the duct will get blocked. So meibomian secretion accumulates and that causes enlargement of the gland. The secretion which is accumulated is very fatty in nature and acts as a irritant and causes inflammation and granuloma formation. More than one gland may be affected, causing multiple chalazia. Age wise, if you see, commonly this condition is seen in young adult persons. The symptoms of chalazia are, depending on the size, there will be a presence of sense of heaviness and there will be a mild irritation. Now when you examine the eyelids in case of chalazion, you will find that there is a small cystic swelling or a hard swelling of a size of P that is present in a little distance away from the lid margin. The swelling will be fixed to the tarsus and the skin freely moving over it, and it is not tender. This is the important sign. In hordeolum there will be a presence of tenderness, while in chalazion there will be a no presence of tenderness. No sign of inflammation, that is also important thing that differentiate it from the hordeolum. In hordeolum there will be a presence of inflammation. Here in chalazion it is a chronic inflammation, so signs of inflammation will be not present. On everting the lid, tarsal conjunctiva over the swelling appears velvety red or purple, and the regional lymph nodes that are also not palpable. Now let's see the course of chalazion. First thing that can happen is a very small chalazion may undergo resolution, so it will subside. Second thing that can appear, that is it will remain as it is, so it will the swelling in the eyelid that will be remaining for a longer period as it is. The third thing that can occur, that is chalazion may burst either on the skin surface or on the conjunctival surface with granulation tissue protruding. The another thing that can occur, that is granuloma may protrude through duct of meibomian gland on the lid margin when it is called as a marginal chalazion. The other things that can occur in the chalazion is it can be affected secondarily and gets infected. Secondary infection can take place into the chalazion and it can result into the internal hordeolum. Another thing that can occur, that is calcification of chalazion, and the next thing that can occur, that is in old people recurrent chalazion may lead to a development of meibomian carcinoma. Now coming to the treatment part of chalazion. The first way of treatment is use of antibiotics may be applied to expect the resolution. Still it does not resolve, then the surgery comes into the play. So first there is a application of local anesthesia, then the chalazion is excised vertically through the tarsal conjunctiva and the granulation tissue is scooped out. That is the surgical method for the treatment of chalazia. Now coming to the third topic, internal hordeolum. So what is internal hordeolum? It is a suppurative inflammation of the meibomian gland due to the staphylococcus, and it is also called as suppurating chalazion. Etiologically and symptom wise it is same as external hordeolum, but the symptoms here will be more intense than the external hordeolum. Now when you examine the eyelids clinically, there will be a point of maximum tenderness that is away from the lid margin, as it affects the meibomian gland. Other clinical signs like pain, tenderness, redness, that will be as those of the external hordeolum. Another thing that will be present, that is pus points to the tarsal conjunctiva and not on the root of eyelash. Treatment of internal hordeolum is use of hot compress, use of broad spectrum oral antibiotics, and if does not resolve, then a surgical treatment is incision on the tarsal conjunctiva in vertical direction to drain the pus. So in last slide, let us see the difference between the hordeolum and chalazion. So hordeolum is a infection of the glands of the eyelid. If the gland of Zis is infected, then it is a external hordeolum. If the gland of meibomian glands are affected, then it is a internal hordeolum. And the chalazion is a chronic inflammation that results from a blocked meibomian gland. Now here you can see in the picture, here it is written that no, stay back, it hurts, means the external or internal hordeolum, it is painful. So internal style or external style, that will be painful, while the chalazion will be not painful. There is redness and tenderness that is present into the hordeolum, while in chalazion it will be hard and non-tender. So that is the basic difference between the hordeolum and chalazion. So that completes today's topic.